All right, Mike, first and foremost, kind of give me a recap of last season for me.
Well, last season was my first season here. I coached somewhere else for 30 years, and I came out of retirement last year to go back in the classroom and coach the team here. So they won 2 games last year, which was a 2-game improvement on the year before, and graduated 10 seniors.
Good deal. Where were you at before this?
Northeastern.
Northeastern.
Over by Richmond.
So what made you want to come back out here for another year?
I sat down in a chair for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I realized that I was stupid. I wasn't ready to be done. So I got this great opportunity here, and we're rebuilding, obviously, and I love it.
Good deal.
Yep.
What did you learn about this team in year one being with them?
That's a really good question. Something I noticed right away was that there's a pretty good work ethic in this community. These kids work hard. They have a great tradition. There's not too many coaches that can look up and see a state championship notation behind them on the press box. But I'm lucky enough to have some pretty hard-working kids. Now, we wish we had more of them. We're working there. We're going to get there. Baby steps.
I would say with such a small team graduating 10 seniors, that probably took a pretty big hit to this team. What is the mindset looking like?
Well, we graduated 10. We have 10 freshmen that came in, but we've had a little bit of shrinkage in the roster. And honestly, at this level in 1A, you have to kind of swallow your pride a little bit and say, we'll probably take some kids out once school starts and try to build the roster back up to where at least we can practice, feasibly. So we're hoping to get the roster up to about 25 and go from there.
Good deal. Now, who are some players that we should be watching out for this season?
You know what? With the turnover we had, I lost 10 kids off offense, for example. I don't know, and I'm not going to give. I'm almost hesitant to give you names because I don't want to put the pressure on them. We have a couple of juniors that return. I've got a split end, Dustin Woodward, that is being asked to do a little bit more this year, and I've also got a tight end that is a junior and Hunter Ginger, and I think I'm going to stop right there because we're going to have some young kids, some new kids, kids playing out of position compared to where they were last year, and they're learning still.
But taking that into a positive, that could be something where, these kids, any of these positions that they want to try, they're up for grabs. And if they want to compete for them, they can, What does that say about a young team like this, that there's really so many possibilities that nothing's really locked into place heading into week one?
I think a very common complaint of a high school athlete is there's no opportunity. And you can't say that here. There's opportunity. Come back and visit us in 2 years and see how this all worked out, because we feel like we've got good numbers coming up in the classes below them, and that's what it takes. A lot of coaches can't do that. They're not cut out for the patience and the rebuilding and the waiting. But I did it once at the other school and made them the winningest program in that area, and along with, of course, some other people that helped me. But that's my goal here, and I'm here for a while. Yeah.
Good deal. Now, what do you take from last season and apply it to this season to start getting to that goal?
Man, you're asking all these good questions. Because of the turnover of the roster, a lot of these kids were not on the sideline last year. Now, we won a couple games last year that we probably shouldn't. I beat a 3A team and a 4A team. Probably shouldn't have. But it showed that if you work hard and execute, you can do great things like that. And maybe perhaps that they look back, they heard about it, they probably know about it, and don't give up. Do the hard things. That's our motto this year. Do the hard things.
What would be a really good tangible goal for this team this year?
Well, how about this? And I say this for all Indiana high school football, the tangible goal is to play a season and finish the season. There's some real concerns. You know that. There's a lot of people saying we'll never start. There's a lot of people saying we'll never finish. I'd like to see a season. I'd like to see a full season for these guys. That'd be a good goal.
Sounds good. And what has your message been to this team since you guys have been out here practicing this past few weeks?
Football's not for everybody, but those that play, they're really showing something. They're doing the hard things, like I just said. They're doing the tough stuff.
And what makes this team so gritty?
I think it's just community. This community is a real tough community. A lot of agriculture, and the people here work hard, and they expect that out of their boys.
Good deal. Anything else you want to add, Coach?
I think that's good.
All right. Last name for me.
AJ Wright, AJWRIGHT.
Good deal. Good deal. Now, AJ, what year are you and what position?
I'm a junior, and I'm a halfback and a linebacker.
All right. So first and foremost, can I get a recap of last season through your eyes?
Last season, we struggled with the numbers. We had to play Ironman football. We didn't really have enough people to come out there, and all the younger guys had to step up and play bigger roles, and they did a good job of doing that.
I kind of asked you what I asked him with, the amount of players that you have to be able to come out and still every day grind and play on both sides of the ball. What does that say about your love for the game?
That we love it a lot, and we're going to be some tough kids out here playing this year, that we just love the game and we want to get better.
How do you plan on getting better?
By working at it and correcting all the little mistakes and conditioning more so we can stay in shape and be able to play all 4 quarters of the game.
Good deal. Now that you're a junior, so you've played 2 years of ball here. Where have you seen this team grow in the past 2 years heading into year 3 for you?
Just the amount of conditioning that we've done and correcting those mistakes that we've done and gotten a lot better.
What do you think about Coach's first season last year? How do you think he did with you guys?
He did good. He worked with what he had, and then it turned out we did all right. We won a few games, but we grew as a team a lot more that season to where we're up now, to where we're a stronger team this year.
Where do you think Southern Wells? Who are some players to be watching out for on this team?
We got a senior, Lucas Lindsay. He's a big 200-some-plus pound fullback. Dustin Woodward split in. Gage Roberts, a lineman, he can move quickly. And I'd like to say myself as a halfback, if I can get out there in space, hoping.
Making stuff happen? What's
going
to be the key to your success?
Just getting out there, making sure I got the blocks and footwork, and just doing all the little things to get out there in the space.
Junior year is a big year, and it's usually a year that we see the most growth from a player. Where do you feel like you've grown from sophomore to junior year?
Just gotten a lot stronger, a lot faster, hitting the weight room a lot more.
How much bigger have you gotten since last year?
I've gained a lot. I've gained probably about 20 pounds of muscle mass, and then just gotten legs bigger and all that.
Good deal.
Shoulders and all that.
Now, on the defensive side of things, what needs to get better on that side of the ball for you guys to have a more successful year?
Just reading our windows and filling everything, then tackling with our shoulders. Don't try to arm tackle or head tackle. Just try to swarm to the ball, then stop them less than 5 yards.
What about the offensive side?
Just getting out there, getting our key blocks down, and making plays.
What is a good, tangible goal for this team this season?
Just to grow more, and then hopefully next year, then try to do good this year, then bring out more kids next season. So we can have a lot more kids, then have the freshmen grow and see what they can do.
What about this community, for the amount of guys that you have out here? What makes this team such a strong-willed team?
We came out in the summer, which really helped us from last season. Just coming out here, hitting the weight room, and just understanding more of the plays more. Because the whole stuff that just happened, draw out the plays more so we understand a lot more.
How many guys are out here right now?
Probably about 20 or so.
20 or so? And this has been basically the string of things? Okay. So, this is a really, like we were talking earlier, this is a big strength in numbers game, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So, you think that the real key here is to be able to get more players to have more diversity?
Yeah, we can get more players out here so the people who are out there all the time can come off for maybe a few plays and just get a little breather, then get back out there and play their hearts out.
How tough is that, when you're playing all game?
Last season I just played defense the whole time. It was tough, not knowing that you have no one out there and you have to play Ironman football, and now you're not coming off the field until you're done with everything.
Makes you gassed.
Oh yeah, it does. But the amount of conditioning that we done last season really helped us in a lot of those games where we can compete a lot more.
Good deal. Anything else you want to add?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I'll leave you with one more. What is it going to take to make Southern Wells a better team this year than they were last year?
Just showing everyone that we can fight with them. Just going out there and playing some smash mouth football, and just hitting them a lot harder, and just trying to get as many wins as we can.
Good deal. Thank you so much.
Yep.
It was tough with the players we had last year. We didn't have many I started as a freshman. It was hard going up against bigger guys as my size, and it was tough. Learning a new offense was hard too for my 8th grade or freshman year. I didn't show up most summers last year. I was lazy, but this year I showed up a lot, and last year was just hard.
What was the biggest change in yourself from last year to this year?
I gotten taller and bigger, and I showed more commitment to the football this year than the summer, which I'm happy about.
You know, coming from a team that's very, under staffed, basically, not a lot of kids on this team, how important is the conditioning side to this?
It's very important. Most kids don't get breaks at all. And last year I only played offense and special teams, which was nice, but that break was not that long because we weren't conditioned last year, and we gave up a lot of touchdowns. But this year, with conditioning, I think everyone would be more in shape where we can do both sides of the ball.
How tough is that one platoon style football, that Ironman style football?
It's tough. When not many kids play, they are focusing on other sports. It's hard for these kids that are out here. It's tough for us because we have to try our hardest. When other schools have twice as many kids as us and their starters get more breaks than us, it's hard on us with the bodies we have.
What is the biggest, maybe besides the conditioning aspect or like more kids coming, because you can't really help that, but what is one area that you guys can work on from last year and improve on for this year?
Learning our plays and defense style a lot more. It help us where we can, if we do that, we can switch and be more ready and in shape if we learn both physically and mentally.
Now that you've seen a season of varsity football, what is the key to winning games here in varsity football?
Being tough and being in shape, and focusing, not letting tiredness get in your head, make you seem weak.
Where's the biggest improvement that have you seen on the defensive side of the ball?
We haven't had many defensive practices, but with what we have, everyone's showing up and trying their hardest to learn what they play and the rules they have.
What about the offensive side?
Same thing. We're showing up, learning our rules, our responsibilities, and trying our hardest to be better.
Good deal. And what is it going to take, like we said, besides the able bodies, what is it going to take to be, where Southern Wells wants to be by the end of the year?
Having the kids that we have, they just have to be better and try their hardest to get us that way.
What does it say about this community? The kids that this community raises, that you guys are out here playing both offense and defense, grinding, when, a lot of kids around the area, they don't have it as tough as you guys. What does it say about your grit and your determination of this community?
We're a small community. With the kids we have, they're not big. A lot of them aren't. And we just need to be our best to get where we want to be.
Good deal. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, not right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.